Welcome aboard, Skylark Outdoors here, and today we're reviewing the Blackfin 400cc, which we've got right here, which is the biggest boat in the Blackfin lineup, and you can see this thing is a monster and just a beauty. It's outfitted with quad 400s, and it has a total horsepower rating of 1600 for the max. You can see you've got a swim platform there, some rod holders, and then you do have a side entry door for landing fish, a tuna door, or if you want to call it a dive door, and you can throw a ladder in there. So just easier to get in and out. You can see this aft deck space is huge. You've got multiple fish boxes, and then that center door, you actually have a ton of space in there if you want to throw a sea keeper in there as well for additional stability. You've got a live well back here, and then you have this interesting additional 2 or 3 seater rear seat, which you can remove or leave in place there, and that's just for if you want to have additional passenger capacity when you're not fishing. You've got this bait and rigging station to the rear and space for a couple Yeti coolers there, so you can have all your drinks, ice down, and whatever you want to go with out on your day on the water. And then I like this in the rear here. You've got steps there, easily accessible, so that if you need to get up to the top and pull down your outriggers, service the outriggers, do whatever you got to do on the outriggers, and or if you're going under a bridge and need to get the antennas down, you can easily do that. And then the bridge clearance is 8'11", just so you're aware of that, with the hard top. Now, what's cool about this is at the helm, you have twin 3-seat rows. So you've got your 3 in the front and then 3 in the back. You've got phone chargers accessible both in the front and the back. So you can plug your phone in, make sure you're staying charged, as well as they all have kind of a little pocket there to throw your phone in so it's not bouncing around on the ride. Great bolsters here, plenty of space at the helm. And then as we go around, you can see typical Blackfin design and hardware. You've got rails, as well as rub rails and the padding so that you can fish all the way around this center console. And we do also have a berth inside of here. So when we open this up inside the cabin, there is a berth and there is a full head and shower. Now I've got a whole bunch of stuff here because they were bringing it to the boat show, but you can see it is a full berth there. You could probably fit 2 people in there. One would be more comfortable, but plenty of light down here. And then you do have a full head and shower as well down here, and some storage for clothes, a microwave, a little mini galley, and the head is separated, so I do like that. Here you're going to keep some of the water and stuff out if you're trying to take a shower. But pretty tight quarters here in the cabin, but definitely something that you can use if you want to stay overnight after a long day of fishing. That's what I see this as, or maybe you're taking a weekend trip and you're just going to do one day in the boat here. So we'll do the full review of the Blackfin 400cc and go through the tour. And then once we've done the tour, I'm going to go through some of the specifications on this boat. But you can see there's a seat there, and then you've got a console for all of your electronic switches, fuses, which is nicely packaged up and easy to identify everything you need to. Now, this boat does not have an onboard generator. It actually uses lithium-ion batteries and inverter from the quad 400s. They're generating a lot of power, obviously, so this can run all night. The air conditioning, all the electronics, and everything that you need to run overnight just on those lithium ion batteries, and it does have air conditioning in that cabin. So that's nice that you can do that, as well as it eliminates one more thing that you need to service and or have diesel fuel on there for. So that is nice where you've got the batteries instead of a generator. A lot of boats are going that way these days. Now you also have a nice seating platform up here in the front, right in front of the console, as well as you have additional seating up here in the bow and another live well. I haven't seen many live wells up in the front of a boat, but this one has it, so that's kind of neat there. But you can also put a seat there, and then you've got your anchor locker, chain, all that, and then some additional storage up here in the front. Plenty of cup holders, nice layout seat. You can see there's that window for into the cabin, and then you've got plenty of room as you come around on the Blackfin 400cc to fish all the way around this thing. So what I like about this boat is the 6 seats that are right at the helm. I think that's a nice configuration, as well as typically the further aft seats are, the more comfortable you're going to be in the chop. In terms of specifications on this, you can see this helm. You've got the quad 400s, you've got joystick controls, you've got all your switches laid out here, and then you've got your GPS units. These are touchscreen GPS units. You've got your bow thruster up here at the front, and everything that you need to use to control the boat, and then a little area up top here to store your phone. Some built-in chargers there, which I like, and then you have some additional stuff here at the top in terms of audio controls, engine controls. You can see right there, it's kind of like a heads-up display for the Mercury engines. These are V10 Mercury engines. And in terms of the overall specifications on the boat, it is 39 foot 10 inches without the engines. With the engines, you're at 42 foot 8 inches. You've got 470 gallons of fuel capacity, 1600 max horsepower rating, and this one is outfitted to the max horsepower. You've got that removable transom seat. You've got a 12-foot beam, so this is a beamy boat. And then what you have is a very aggressive dead rise, 23-degree dead rise, which is going to help you in that chop and deliver a smooth ride and get you through on those wavy, choppy days. You've got a 32-inch draft with the engines trimmed up, 8 foot 11 bridge clearance, 100-gallon water capacity, and this thing weighs in at 20,000 pounds dry without the engines. You get pretty close to a 70-mile-an-hour top speed, 66 to 70 miles an hour depending on your load, conditions, amount of fuel you have on board, and all that. And then your cruise is somewhere in that 40-mile-an-hour range, depending once again on conditions, or maybe you're a little bit lower in the 30s. But cruise at 40 miles per hour is 0.6 to 0.8 miles per gallon. So this thing is a gas hog. But what do you expect when you're pushing a 40-foot center console that weighs 20,000 pounds at 40 miles an hour with 1,600 horsepower? So this thing, if you're looking at one that's maybe a year or two old, I've seen them listed as of 2025 for a year-old model. The 2024s, right around that $900,000 range, $895,000. So this boat, I think, serves a couple of purposes. You've got all the accoutrements for fishing, but then more than a traditional center console, you do have a fair amount of comfortable seating as a day boat, and then you've got that big layout bed in the front, and this is yacht certified, so you can fit plenty of people on it. My favorite feature is the 6 helm seats right there. Those are going to be comfortable. It's nice to be able to take that many people out, and everybody kind of gets their own captain's chair. Feels pretty good even in the chop to be on a boat like that with those kinds of seats. And then you've got the seating up in the front, as well as you have those additional removable 2 seats, and you could throw some airbags or bean bags here in the back if you wanted some additional seating, or up in the front. But overall, I like this as both a fishing platform, but also just kind of like a day boat. If you want to have something that's larger and is going to get you where you want to go. And then at a 475-gallon fuel capacity, that's going to get you a fair amount of range, even though this thing is burning gas at cruise speed just because of its size and weight. But when you get a heavier boat and a beamier boat, you will typically have a better ride in the chop. And if you're going offshore, I guess that would be one benefit to this boat. But overall, it has a lot of the same accoutrements as Blackfin boats have, even the smaller models in terms of hardware, rod holders, rails around the outside for stability, cushioning, all that, and some of the similar things that you're going to see on something that's a 30-foot, 35-foot, or 32-foot. So thanks for watching this review of the Blackfin 400 center console. We hope you enjoyed this. Please give us that thumbs up, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.